Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Start with the name of Allah, who is the most beneficent and the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. How are you all? Hope you will be quite well. This is Safia Abdo from English Department of Hira Public Higher Secondary School, Sakkar, back with another video tutorial. Well, students, today we are going to learn our lesson number 5 of your English textbook, that is Helen Keller. Let's start. How fortunate are those who are born into this world with two eyes to see all its beauty. But there are some unfortunate people who can neither see nor hear. This world, which is so full of beautiful colors and sweet sounds, appears colorless and dull to these poor souls. What a misfortune! They cannot see the lovely flowers blooming in the garden and hear the birds singing sweet songs. They indeed feel very sad, for their fate is so hard. Worse is the fate of those who can see and hear once and then no more. But they are so courageous and bold that they do not look unhappy. They accept the challenges of their fate and try to live cheerfully. Among such brave and courageous persons, the name of Miss Helen Keller tops the list. Helen Keller was born in 27 June in 1880 in a little town in the United States of America. When Helen Keller was born, she was just like many other normal child. She began to speak her first word at 6 months. Up to the age of 2, she was quite a normal child. She could see and hear everything. In February 1882, little Helen struck with terrible fever. When the fever had passed, she had lost her sight and her hearing. The doors of world had been closed. She was left alone in silence and darkness. During the next few years, Helen's life was purely governed by her sense of touch. She was unable to communicate with anyone. She made up some home signs that she used to communicate with her family. Sometimes Helen's family could not understand what Helen was meaning with her home signs. That made Helen frustrated and had temper tantrums. Her parents looked sad. Everybody was unhappy and the little child felt miserable. Her parents were advised by friends and family to put her in an institute. They refused to give up hope. When she was 7 years old, her life suddenly changed. Helen's father asked a lady named Miss Sullivan to come and look after her blind child. Miss Sullivan had herself become blind when she was a child, but afterwards she got her eyesight back. She thanked God for his kindness to her by helping other blind people and making them happy and content. Miss Sullivan was a recent graduate. She was just 20 years old at that time. The direction of Helen's life was about to change. Sullivan decided to live and work with Helen by herself in a cottage in order to gain enough trust of Helen. He started teaching Helen. One day, she took Helen to the river bank and put her hand in the water. Slowly, she made her wrote the word WATER on the sand. She made her do it several times, and thus Helen learned how to spell the word water. She felt very excited because she knew that at last there would be some light in her dark world. Suddenly, into Helen's world of darkness, the meaning of language became clear. Once Helen understood the elements of language, her appetite to know letters, to pray, to read, to write her own ideas. Her curiosity, imagination, ability to write and think evolved rapidly with Annie Sullivan's assistance. The work was slow and difficult, but Miss Sullivan was very kind and patient. Little by little, she taught Helen about mountains and rivers and about history and geography. She even taught her how to count and do sums. When she was 8, she was sent to a school for blind children. She had forgotten how to speak, but her teacher helped her. He would put Helen's hand on her own lips and let her feel the movement of the lips at the time of speaking. Helen did many exercises like this. And at last, at the age of 10, she was able to speak again. "What a joy!" she exclaimed. By and by, she learned to read books. These books were printed with raised points instead of letters, and she read them by touching with her fingers. In this way, she was able to learn as much as other people could. She passed all her examination easily. She went to the college and then to Harvard University. Helen Keller's story became widely known. One of the most famous great supporter of Helen was Mark Twain, who encouraged his friend Henry Rogers to give financial help in Helen's college education. On June 28, 1904, Helen Keller became first deaf and dumb person to receive her bachelor degree. She studied at the university and graduated without difficulty. She proved to be a better student than many others. Her teachers loved and admired her. Helen Keller was a writer and a speaker. In 1908, Helen wrote a book about her life. It was called The Story of My Life. She also wrote a book about Anne Sullivan called Teacher. She wrote 12 other books. She traveled to over 39 countries with Anne Sullivan to talk about her life and experiences. Helen became the champion of poets. In 1956, this wonderful lady visited Pakistan. She was 76, but still very active. Pakistani people gave her a warm welcome. She came to our country to help the blind and the deaf. He addressed many gatherings in Karachi and visited the school for the blind, deaf, and dumb. "What a nice school!" she exclaimed. "How wonderful it is to be with you, my dear sons and daughters. Always be happy and cheerful. Never curse your fate. You can do everything in this world," she said to the students of the school, and admired heartily all the ladies who were working and teaching there voluntarily with so much zeal and selfless affection. Helen Keller, this wonderful lady, died on 1st June 1968 at the age of 87. Although Helen Keller had become blind, deaf, and dumb, she learned to read, write, and speak. She worked hard. She continued helping other blind and deaf and dumb children till the end of her life. We call Helen a wonderful lady for her determination and good work. With this, we come to the end of this video. See you soon. Take care and Allah Hafiz.